Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Let's go over the top stock picks that I have for you guys this week. These are my picks, these are trades, and I am not guaranteeing any type of return. So invest and trade at your own risk. So with that being said, hit that subscribe button if you want to be notified on more stock picks, more stock trading opportunities, and let's get right into the video. So here we go. This is the first stock that we're going to take a look at, and I'm going to explain why I like this stock and what the trade is. And then I'll let you know what the actual ticker of this stock is, because I want you to look at charts unbiased. Don't have any kind of feelings regarding the company, the name behind the stock. Just look at price action alone. And what does price action tell us? Well, right now we're on Webull and we're looking at daily candles for this stock, and we can see that a nice wedge has formed, meaning we are seeing lower highs but higher lows, and we're coming at a point here where we're pretty close to either breaking out or breaking down. We are currently testing that upper trend line, as you can see right here by this price action. We had a nice gap up, and then we hit that line and we retreated a little bit. So we are staying true to that line. Now we can either bounce down and retest the lower trend line, or we can break out of this upper trend line, retest it, and it acts as support. When we look at the RSI, we are not overbought. We are seeing some positive momentum, but we have not seen any confirmation that we're about to break out. But this stock is ready to do something. So that's why it's a top stock for this week, and I do believe it's going to end up being a bullish trade. So depending on what kind of trader you are, you can get into this position right now and hope for it to break out, or you can wait for another sign of confirmation. It's up to you, but this is a stock that I definitely have on my watch list because something is going to happen with this stock in particular. Now the company is Costco, the ticker is COST. It's at $506.35, so it's not a cheap trade. You're going to need some capital to get into a trade. But you can use an option spread to help lower your cost of entry and get into a bullish or bearish position. I am leaning more bullish on COST. Earnings are not until May 25th, so you have some time until you reach that catalyst event. All right, let's get on to the next trade opportunity here. And let me explain what I like here. Is this stock in particular was having some consolidation. We're looking at the daily chart on Webull for this stock, and you can see that we had some price action that we had recently, that we broke out of that consolidation range, and then we're actually retesting it right now. So in my idea, or the way that I look at this, is that we will retest this and it will act as support and we will move higher. Now the reason why I like this stock in particular is because what other stocks in this sector are doing. And they are, a lot of them are retesting 52-week highs. This stock still has some room up to the 52-week high, which is around $74. And we're currently trading at $61.83. So you can see that there's still a lot of upside to get to that 52-week high. For instance, here's another stock in that sector, and it's right at its 52-week high. So you can see that this sector has been very bullish as of late, and it has a lot of positive momentum. Heading back to the stock, we can also take a look at the RSI, which we're not above 70, but we're getting close to it, which is indicating that we are seeing some positive momentum to the upside. And I do like stocks when they break 70 because they can continue higher for a little bit longer, and that's the extra juice that we're looking for in a trade. Now this stock is Toll Brothers, trades under ticker symbol TOL, and it is a home builder stock. Home builder stocks are having positive momentum. The other stock that I showed you, which is at its 52-week high, is Lennar, trades under ticker symbol LEN. These stocks can continue higher, and the tailwinds that they have is the fact that so many homeowners are basically locked into their current home because they refinance at such a low rate, and if they were to sell, they would be then having to then they would have to get a new mortgage at a much higher rate and increase their monthly payment while swapping basically home values. So it would be a loss for them. So a lot of homeowners are actually forced, or it's beneficial for them to stay where they are. So if you're looking for a new home, which a lot of people are, most of the supply is going to come from home builders, and that's why they can sell a lot of homes at good prices, even in this current rate environment. But it's a trade, things can change really quickly, and I went over why I like the trade right now. All right, let's get on to the next stock, and we're looking at the weekly chart for this stock in particular. Now, there's a few things that I want to go over. Now, all of my white lines represent stuff that I see on the weekly chart. W for white, white for weekly. So the first thing that I want to point out is that downtrend line that appears we have broken above and could act as future support. It's a bullish sign to see such a long-term trend be broken and to maintain above that level for quite some time, which we have in this stock. The next thing that I want to focus on is if we go to the daily chart and we go 1 year daily, and we look at this, we can see that the recent trend from that low that we saw here is higher highs and higher lows. I can draw this for you guys. So we have a polyline that goes like this. That is our higher highs and higher lows, and that's a good trend to see in this stock. What I also like is that this stock recently had a down day off of some news, but if we take a look at that daily wick, you can see all of the volume was at the higher end of that candle, meaning that price action was still relatively bullish and the stock recovered on that day, which is a good sign to see. Buyers are stepping in when this stock heads lower, which is what we like to see, and it helps confirm the higher highs and higher lows that we've been seeing in this stock. So with this stock being close to support and having room to the prior high, which is around $37, $36.50, there's a lot of juice in this trade. And if we catch lightning in a bottle and we get close to the support and we do indeed head to higher highs, there's an opportunity for a quite nice return on this trade. Now this stock is Uber, trades under ticker symbol UBER, and this company does have earnings that are expected, and this company does have earnings coming out on May 2nd. So there's that catalyst event. Typically when you enter into a trade, it depends on the type of trader you are, but me personally, I do like to play earnings because I do options, which are high risk, high reward, and I'm okay going boom or bust on those plays. That's the way that I do it. But if you're playing with stock and you're a swing trader, maybe you wait until after the earnings event because those are huge catalysts. They're extremely volatile, and you can be left holding a bag if you hold a stock through earnings. So it's up to you and the type of trader you are and what your risk profile is. Now, real quick before we head into other opportunities in the stock market, I do want to notify you of an affiliate link that's in the video description for Webull, which is a platform that I'm using today to show you these charts. If you sign up with that link, you can get 6, 10, or 12 free fractional shares, each share valued anywhere from $3 to $3,000. In addition to that, Webull also offers this cash management where you get 5.8% APY up to $10,000 on cash in your portfolio that is not invested or in a position currently. That is a nice little return for having cash just parked in your portfolio. Now, if you can do me a favor, if you do open an account, use that affiliate link, but at least deposit $100 US dollars, because then I will be rewarded with a free stock, and I really do appreciate it. It helps with the channel growth, and it does help with the future of this channel. Next up, let's take a look at the overall market and get a sense of where we are currently heading into the week. The first thing that I want to talk about is the VIX, which is extremely low at 16.77. A lot of earnings are happening this week, and that could increase volatility. But honestly, the way that I see this is that I don't expect earnings to be worse than feared, and I don't expect volatility to rapidly increase this earnings season, but I could be wrong. If earnings are worse than expected, worse than feared, and we have a VIX at 16.77, we can see a huge spike because we're just not set up for it currently. The next thing that we want to take a look at, there's two things that we want to look at when we look at the overall market, because there is some discrepancy on the market itself and how it's been behaving. If we take a look at the S&P 500 ETF, the SPY is the ticker, we can see that we have bounced and we've been performing quite nicely, and we're stuck in this range, but we're nowhere near the lows. We're at $412 on the SPY, which is around $4,100 on the S&P 500. So we are at this range between 3,800 and 4,200, and we've been stuck in that range for a while on the S&P 500. But like I said, we're nowhere near the lows, and we've had a pretty nice year-to-date gains on the S&P 500. On the flip side, on the other hand, if we look at the Russell 2000 ETF, we can see that we are close to the prior lows. And if we start to see the S&P 500 come down, which is pretty much at the higher end of its range, it's likely that the Russell 2000 is going to retest those lows and maybe even break it. What does that indicate, or what is that a signal of, in my personal opinion? Well, it just goes to show that this market strength is not universal, and it's very focused on a couple companies, those big companies that hold a lot of weight on the S&P 500. We're talking about companies like Apple and Microsoft. So the current setup with the S&P 500 at the upper end of that range and the Russell 2000 at the lower end of its range, with a VIX at 16.7 and having 42% of the S&P 500 reporting earnings this week, we could very likely see a pullback because we're at that higher range. There is a lot of uncertainty, and maybe we've been pricing good earnings or less than feared earnings into the print. So with that being said, as a trader, sometimes you want to stay balanced. You want to have some long positions and short positions. So let's go over some bearish trades that I foresee right now. All right, now we're taking a look at the daily chart for this stock, which is awful in my personal opinion. If you look at this chart, you can see that there is clear evidence that we've had lower highs and lower lows, and we've been retreating from the most recent high, and the stock has been selling off quite drastically. So this sets up for a position where this trend will remain and we will see lower lows potentially. That is the law of probability here, and that's the side that I'd rather be on with this trade. In addition, if we take a look at the RSI, we're not oversold just yet, and when we do actually get to oversold, that momentum can continue. It's just an indication that momentum is strong in either direction, and eventually you will see divergence and you will see the stock bottom out, but momentum can continue for longer than you think. Now this stock, of course, is Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. And we all know what's going on internally with the company right now and the story behind margins. But I don't care about the company. I have no bias regarding Tesla. All I'm looking at is the chart and price action and what it's telling me. So I do see a chance here that we retest that prior low. And if this trend was to remain, we're actually going to break that prior low, which is around $100 a share. Now that's a swing trade, and these swing trades can take some time to play out. It's a longer swing trade. I don't expect it to happen in the next couple of weeks, but if I had to make a bet, it would happen in the next 6 to 9 months. The next stock on the list, if you take a look at this chart, which is the daily chart, you can see that this stock has been an absolute beast this year, and a lot of people are flocking to this stock, and that's why we're seeing it break out. Now this stock has earnings coming up, and we can see that we are very extended in the RSI. So I do believe that this stock has gotten ahead of itself based on valuations and the RSI. But like I said, momentum can continue for higher, and maybe the stock moves even higher. I don't know. But I think the chances of it moving much higher are lower, and the chances of it of retesting around $275 a share is pretty strong, because like I said, I do believe the stock has got ahead of itself. It's over its skis and probably has too much priced in for its most recent earnings report. This would be a shorter term bearish trade, because I do believe the story long term is intact, but I do think it's realistic to see a retest at that prior high, which like I said was around $275 a share. Now this stock is McDonald's, trade under ticker symbol MCD, and we were actually in a trade in this stock, a call option trade that we ended up selling out of because we locked in profits, which we like to do. Now, if you like live trade alerts and you want to be part of a community of other traders and investors where we go over opportunities daily as we see them, and you want to be notified as soon as I see a trade, you can join the Patreon, which will give you access to this Discord server. It's extremely cheap at only $5 a month. In this Discord server, there's 2 channels primarily that you're going to focus on. The first one under the trade alerts is the We Are Investing Trades. This is where I put whenever I get into a position, whenever I trim it or add to it, and whenever I close a position. For instance, here you can see that I notified everyone when I bought my McDonald's call debit spread, and I notified everyone when I closed out of it for a 65% return. We try to be transparent on this channel, on this Discord server, and I try to just share the trades that I see with other people so that they can look at them and see if it's a right trade for them and if they want to get into it. I am in no way guaranteeing returns. I'm just being transparent and showing you the stuff that I personally see and what fits my eye. The other channel is the members trade, where other people will post the trades that they get into if they feel comfortable doing so. This is a judgment-free zone. We're not grading people on their trades. We want people to grow and become better traders. We're all on the same mission here, and we want to help each other out. And then two other channels is we have the Twitter feed, which will allow us to see live news as we see them in the Discord server, which gives us quick access to news that's hitting the print. And we have the general channel, which is basically us just having discussions on the overall market. To join the Discord server, extremely cheap, $5 a month. A link is provided down below. Hopefully I'll see you there. Alright my friends, that wraps it up for this video. I thank you so much for your time. Please consider hitting that subscribe button, ringing that notification bell so YouTube will notify you when I upload more videos. Hit that like button, and feel free to drop a comment down below on some stocks that you see right now. Outside of that, I'll catch you on the next video. It's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun, and this is We Are Investing. See ya.